gosh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking, and I...
You're Coke.
You're Pepsi.
You're pretty.
You're sugary.
You're sweet.
Oh, come here, you.
Hey, what in the hell is that whore doing with my son?
Get your pathetic excuse for a soft drink the fuck away from my girl.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Alright, everyone. We're gonna do this again. Together. I need your energy, everyone. Let's do this. Is from the Fandom Menace, Fandom Collective, YouTubers, Jeremy's, people with good hearts. Back, everybody. How's everybody doing?
That was awesome.
Thank you. What do you think of the stop motion? The Coke and...
Oh, that was actually quite good. I'm like, wow, your stop motion skills are like on point, boss.
Yeah, I wrote that one in literally 5 minutes, and then took about an hour to film it, and then another hour to edit it. And I
Wow.
posted it with a blank thumbnail that said, "Please don't watch this."
Oh, that was what that was, because that came across in my Twitter feed. I'm like, what the hell now?
Those were, and the other one was worse because it was just literally like it's stop motion with Jar Jar Binks farting with the Pokemon battle. So. Yes, I'd love to bless everyone with the pointless stop motion that I did there. Real quick. I got the Ancient One in the chat. What's up, brother? Good seeing you around. We got Mr. Cactus as well. Right over here. What's up, Mr. Cactus? We got the Fandom Menace Ranger, who is also the Megazord Jeremy, essentially. This is the Fandom Menace 6 Rangers here. What's up, brother? Good seeing you around. I got my guest today, Samantha Jo from Rise of the Valkyries. What's up?
Hello. Nothing is going on, which is kind of great. I got some time to chill out with my friend here, and thank you for having me on, honey.
Yeah, no problem. Good chatting to you. It's been a little while since you've been on my channel, I think. It's been quite a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, as we were talking about having you on ours too, and it's just like, oh my gosh, we gotta get this going.
Yeah, so one of these days, very soon, especially if it's tomato stuff, I'll be having more episodes out sooner now. So
awesome. I love the tomatoes.
Yes, indeed. Man, the plans I got for those in the future. So once this one's done, once this tomato stuff's all done and edited, I'll be slowly thinking about what to do for the next tomato adventures, which are going to be very different. I'm going to try to take a step up a notch from it. I'm going to do a lot more crafting with it. I'm going to try to make some actual like tomato iconography in a way to make it look like a little lived-in society, to have different types of tomatoes that will be, mostly the hothouse tomatoes, but with the little different appearances. Going to do more things to make them look different and have a little more character drama with their stuff. Going to try to mix in the tomato comedy with a little story with it. And I don't think I'll be parodying anything specific, but it'll probably have lots of references to lots of stuff.
Okay. Like Easter eggs and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. With like the other one I had Game of Tomatoes, which is like Game of Thrones, and then the Tomato Wars is the one that I'm doing right now. So the next one will be just its own little story. Be a little different.
Oh my gosh. That's gonna be so cool.
Oh yes, the things I got in mind. I'll tell you more about those a little later, since you like to know about the tomato stuff that's going on.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. But real quick, we were going to have Lady Tauriel join us as well, but she's a little busy today, so I'll have her back on in a future one. So don't worry, guys. Yes, right now it's just Sam and me, and we're just going to be talking about movies, movie theater stuff, social media a little bit. I think it's good to kick off with Godzilla. Why not?
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to Godzilla.
Oh, yes. Did you see the last one, the King of the Monsters?
Yes, I did. I didn't see it in theaters, though. I did see it on a 4K TV. And, oh, my God, it blew me away. I really enjoyed it. A lot of people, and I've talked about this on our channel, too. A lot of people thought it was kind of dark and it was hard to see. I didn't have a problem with it at all. I loved it. I had a blast watching that movie. I could watch it over and over again. It just holds up that well.
Okay, well, yeah, I have not seen it, but I might at some point here soon, probably before the next one comes in. Are most of the fights taking place at night or something?
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like they probably do that so that when they fire beams out of their mouths or something, it can be more lightened up or something.
Well, and you'll see when you finally do see it. It's about silhouette. It's about the lighting of the particular monsters and the particular characters. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, I didn't see them as dark as I had been told. So especially when it came to Mothra, holy heck, that was incredible.
Well, I would imagine that it's supposed to be at night, one, to maybe hide some of the special effects, just in case, so that it can look a little more realistic, even though it's CGI. And then also, maybe with it being darker, you can't get a full feel for how big it is. It's like, is it big? How big is it in comparison to the other things? When it's darker, it's a little bit harder to tell the size exactly. So that could help with some of the scale.
It can.
Yeah, I heard that the story was kind of weird. But I mean, that seems to be a common thing. Something about I need to destroy humanity, which will save humanity, and it's like, what?
What? Yeah, it was something a little confusing.
That?
I was just having more fun watching the monsters.
I heard that like more people were like, you know what? The monster part would have been fine as it is. They could have. You need to have some human stuff in it. I agree, and I think you could make a good story with it. But at least for what they're going with, I don't know if that's what they want to do either. So if they want to make big old monster fights, just let them have it. I mean,
let them go.
I want to know, do they need a human character in a Godzilla film? I don't know.
They're usually just running away from Godzilla.
Yeah, that's how I would think they would be utilized.
Or they're trying to study the Titans or study Godzilla in and of himself, or they've got, leashes on Mothra. So, one or the other, it's always something.
Right. Of course. Now, what do you think? So with Kong versus Godzilla, or Godzilla versus Kong, whichever way they're titling it.
Yeah.
So what are your expectations for that? After seeing King of the Monsters, then you're going to see Kong go up against Godzilla. What do you think? Is that even going to be the whole point of the movie, do you think? Or that's kind of the red herring of, they're going to fight each other, but then they're going to team up against the real bad guy?
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling we've got a little bit of a red herring going in the trailer. But at the same time, what action I have seen, I'm like, yes! Hell yes! I cannot wait to see this.
I think they show too much. I wish that they
really. You think so?
Well, I mean, you saw the part where King Kong has the axe, and he's
Yes.
atomic breath shot at him, and he's deflecting it. Think about if you went in not knowing that that's a scene that's going to happen, and you're in the theater, and so you're going, how is Kong going to beat this thing? He's got no chance. He's a freaking ape. You saw Godzilla fight these other monsters in the last one, and then then in the theater have it. He gets this axe, saying, "What's he going to do with an axe? Atomic breath at him." Compared to you've already seen it in the trailer, so it's going to happen. I don't know. I feel like that would have been a cooler moment to see. Kind of like in Jurassic World, in those ones, they keep on showing the T-Rex or all these cool moments that are in there in the trailer. And it's like, if you didn't know that something was going to happen, going in, then you could be more surprised. You can experience it while you're watching the movie in the moment, rather than just knowing, I know it's going to happen.
It's going to happen, yeah. I hope they don't do that with Godzilla versus Kong. Like what we've seen in the trailers is just it. It's just trailers. It's not anything to do with the actual film itself.
My friend Angus, he was saying that it's probably, what if they did the Marvel thing where they kind of show some things that are in the movie that's in the trailer, but it's actually kind of not the way that it's shown in the trailer. It's just they touched it up to do for the trailer, but in the movie it plays out very differently. It's not how they show it. That could be what they do with some of it.
It could be.
But it's hard to tell.
Menace Ranger has a funny question.
Okay.
If Harvey Cthulhu into a fight with Godzilla.
Well, I think you can answer. I think you can answer that one pretty easily.
I'd take Godzilla. I honestly wouldn't take Harvey. He's too little. He needs to grow a little bit.
Doesn't he have a power though, where he just instantly takes over the universe or something as soon as he enters?
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to keep the portal closed.
Like if he opens it, well, then there's no point because he just wins. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, well, there's not even a fight there. It's like, meh.
Yeah.
But he's Harvey. He's just a pain in the ass.
Unless Godzilla's from Harvey's dimension or from their same homeworld.
Yeah, if we go into multi-dimensional stuff like the MCU is about to do, we could probably pull that off.
Yes. See, I thought it'd be pretty funny with the monster universe with the Godzilla stuff if they had it where the King Kong and Godzilla are fighting, and there's some alien force that wants to invade at this exact moment, and they come, but they don't know about the monsters. They checked in when there wasn't any monster fights going on, and then they come back. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna invade Earth!" All these puny humans. They see Godzilla and King Kong fighting, atomic blasts going on, giant monkey wielding an axe, and they're like, "No, never mind, we're good." Next planet,
we're out.
No, screw that one. Or they try to land, they try to take over, but they get knocked out by Godzilla's breath thing and crash on the island or something, and these aliens have to somehow survive on this planet with these big creatures and all that. That'd be kind of funny. Like you get the aliens from Independence Day coming in all cocky. Oh, we're gonna win, we're gonna take over, and then they go see all this. They're like, oh shit, how are we gonna live? I don't know.
It's like, what in the world? Yeah, we're just gonna bug out. Screw this.
They shoot a little ray gun. Pew pew.
Oh god.
Cute alien.
Pew pew pew.
Oh, your shield. Crush it. Oh, oops.
Oh, so much for that.
Yep. Need to upgrade. Real quick, got a $2 super chat from my man Etep. What's up, brother? Appreciate that.
Hey, Etep.
He says, "Can Godzilla please crush Batwoman? My soul hurts."
Oh no.
I mean,
why do you continue to be so masochistic, Etep?
I mean, would he be able to? Would she be able to take him down? I don't know.
Not with all that SJW crap.
with their writing, they would make it so it somehow works. She'd shoot a batarang and he'd go, ah! And then they hit him in his eye, and then she'd trip him with her bat cables or something, and then he'd fall down, and then she'd stand on his chest, and he'd be like, "Oh, I can't get up now. You're too heavy. No, can't do this." And then they'd somehow make it. That's how she wins. That's how Batwoman wins.
Oh God!
And she'd say, "You got to be good now, okay, Godzilla? Okay,
okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I learned my mistake. I'm sorry." That would be something. Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, he'd just get crushed. That would be kind of funny to see, like, for King Kong anyway. Like, you know how he's always got a woman in his hand somehow.
Yeah.
It's like he's gonna grab her or someone else, and he's like, "Yeah, not Batwoman. No, I'm just gonna."
No, I'm Batwoman. I'm out.
No, she's fine. She's got herself. That's all good. That's all good. Yeah, he says, "I'm a masochist." Sova Beach. What?
Son of a bitch.
Oh, son of a beach. Oh,
Son of a beach.
of course. Oh, that's great. And that woman is fucking hilarious. I love it. Yeah, from what I hear, it's a hilarious type of show. It's not a good one on a quality sense, but on a how bad it is. Yeah, I've heard that. It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batwoman is just no.
No.
I mean, I haven't watched it. I know other people are watching it, so I don't have to. And it's not good.
Have you watched any of the other CW shows?
I haven't watched the CW probably since it was the WB.
Well, I guess, I mean, they have them available on Hulu. They had them on, or no, they had them on, like, they had them on Netflix. Yeah, they have them on Netflix, I think.
Okay.
So that's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by the CW, like Arrow, Supergirl.
Oh, gotcha.
DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Those are the CW shows.
Gotcha. I know 20-something tech support was really into Supergirl and the Flash.
Yeah.
I never. They were not on my radar.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah, you know, I don't blame you. And what's funny is that when I first watched Arrow, I was really into it. I was getting into it. Oh, it's pretty cool. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. And Arrow season 2 also freaking loved it. It was doing good. Arrow season 3. I was about halfway through, and I was like, okay, you kind of had your best moments, and I don't know what you're doing now. Is they come in with the airplane every season? They try to destroy the city. It's just like, okay, so all right, that's kind of weird. And I don't know. The more they kept on adding, the more ridiculous it was, and the more I'd question things. And now looking back, if I were to rewatch some of the first seasons, would they even hold up now? I don't know. Were they always shit? Like, were they even Batwoman levels of shit, but we just didn't see it like that? Or, yeah. Like, maybe I'd still think they're probably above Batwoman in some qualities. Like, in some ways, they did things pretty well. But there's other times where they have a lot of weird things happen randomly. In Arrow season 5, he's got like 3 recruits, and he's trying to train them to be vigilantes as well. And they've been doing a lot of crazy stuff for the last 5 years, essentially. And he's been trained for like 10 years, essentially. He was on an island and went through all this stuff and trained and all this. And then he's been in the city for 5 years doing all these things. And then they have this random guy who's he goes his own vigilante route, and he's just killing people. And he's able to like put up a huge fight against Arrow and this whole team and all these people. And I'm like, I don't know, this feels kind of weird, because you see all of our main characters' gains, and then you see this other guy come out of nowhere, and he's able to do all this, and it just seems I don't know, just kind of weird. And so much of it is repetitive. They go to the gala event of some kind. There's some type of
always
weird,
a gala.
There's always rich people in this shit town. I don't understand the functionality of this town. They try to be realistic in how people behave as well, and all these things. And I'm like, I don't know. This seems like a new planet. I don't really. That's not anything like I've experienced in my life. I have no idea where they are, what they think they're doing. Deaths are just so nonchalant. Like, there's just death all the time in the city. Police dies. Oh, person dies. Oh, person dies. I'm like, who in the hell would ever want to live in these cities? Like, Jesus Christ. Just
all that crime is like,
and all the people who want to be bad guys in them are so very cheesy. Everyone, and none of them are really badass. I mean, Slade was kind of the most badass, I guess, but even then, he had moments of, "What are you doing, man? kind of goofy right now." Oh, it's based on a comic. Yeah, but this isn't a comic, though. I mean, that's the thing. They're trying to do realistic, and I don't know. It's all goofy. A lot of it's really
all
goofy.
They do is just pick the character and just say, "Oh, let's just run with this. It seems cool. Let's use Slade, just for fun and profit." Well,
and he had a cool look. Like, if you ever watched Spartacus, he's the guy who plays Crixus. Like, he's and Manu Bennett, I think. I forget his actual name, but he's cool dude. And freaking plays it awesome, plays the role pretty cool. He's got like an Australian accent with it, and looks believable for it. He actually worked out big time, like for Spartacus, and he's also an Arrow, so perfect. And then in the last episode, they have him get in the Deathstroke costume, and it looks so shit. It looks so shit, and it's like, just stop.
Oh dear God!
Just stop with trying to make it look like the comic if you can't make it look good. Like, I don't know, because it looks like he painted a little hockey mask, and it just looked kind of garbage. But
trash.
But I'm talking about the best of the CW little verse of shows there, and that's supposed to be the best one.
Oh my God!
Arrow's supposed to be the best of the Batwoman world. Like,
oh my God.
And I don't know. I liked it a lot when I watched it, but it's probably shit now. I don't know. The more I'm thinking about things.
Is it still even on? I mean, is Arrow still even on?
They had 8 seasons with it.
Oh my gosh.
And that's the thing that's annoying with these CW shows too, is that they keep on making long seasons and then spin-offs as well. So it started with Arrow, and then it went to The Flash, and then it went to, I want to say, Vixen, which was a 6-episode cartoon that is canon, but nobody's seen it. But that's supposed to be in that universe, and you see the character of Vixen later as if they've seen her before, but we never have. Constantine was another spinoff that only got canceled after 1 season, but the character still existed in Arrow. And then they had Supergirl, and they DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and they had Black Lightning, and then they have Batwoman and all this other stuff, and probably something else by now. I don't know. And while this is happening, Arrow had 8 seasons. Flash is on like season 7. Supergirl's on season 5, 6, or 7. I don't know. DC's on DC's Legends are on like season 5. Like, they could have ended their shows and then continued on their spinoff and maybe have cameos in them, but end the show and then do your next one. You could have the next one already started with 1 or 2 seasons. And then just go up to 5 seasons tops. Don't go to past that for each show.
Yeah, 5 seasons is plenty. I mean, if Arrow's been on for 8 seasons, it's just like, oh my God, really? Just end it.
And it was annoying because they set it up. I thought it was going to be 5 seasons because he was on this island for 5 years. And when you're in the present, a lot of the story is in the present, and then there's like flashbacks to 5 years ago. Then you go forward 1 more year, and then it's to 4 years ago. It's telling what happened in the backstory while you're going forward with the present. And I was like, okay, so after the 5 years, then that's going to be it pretty much. It's 10 years of story here in 5 seasons. That's plenty.
That's plenty.
You need more.
Yeah.
And now let's add on 3 more seasons. What?
What
are you doing? Stop.
Enough already. We get it.
Yes. Ridiculous. Sorry to go on that little tangent there. I was just thinking,
it's cool.
The more I was saying it, the more I was realizing that it's not that good. So, I don't know. I'm like, I used to love this show. I don't know now.
I don't know anymore. It's not so good.
They had a character his daughters have both died and brought back to life. I don't know how many times. And one is in the DC show, but he thinks she's dead, I think. And the other one is dead. And so he's always been a drinker. And then they had him go sober and then just go back to drinking. And that's their drama. It's just like,
oh my gosh.
Really, and their drama is always mostly, be honest with me. Okay, I will, but I'm also going to lie. And then you're going to be mad when you discover that I lied to you. And that's the drama every time. And I'm just like, this is so dumb. Like, I just can't tell you this, even though I know that it'd probably be better if I do. I just won't. And that's every drama thing. And it's like, that's it, really. That's the drama. And it's like, I don't want to watch this if that's all it is now. And that's all it is I didn't tell you this. And that's their whole drama. I'm like, the only way to make drama is a secret? Is that it?
Yeah, it's got to be a big secret, and you can't tell anybody. And oh my God, it's so tragic. But I can't tell you, and just oh my God, like no, that's not how this works.
Mm-hmm. You got to do a little more, or just end it so it's not as repetitive. And that's what I would say.
The Senate says the Flash season 7 trailer just dropped, and I'm surprised it's not over yet. Holy cow, that's season 7 of the Flash.
Can you guess what like the common theme with the Flash is?
Not off the top of my head, since I haven't seen it.
You wouldn't have to see it to guess. So he's the Flash, so he runs really fast. What do you think he struggles with?
His suit.
No, not being fast enough.
Oh. Oh my God. Whatever.
I just when he's in trouble, what do you think they say? Run, run, Barry, run! And it's like,
Run.
no, I was gonna waltz my way around. I mean, really? Like, you don't really write this down? And then they have a villain. They had some cool villains, I guess, but then every time there's just another speedster that's just mega fast, and it's like, well, I don't know, third, fourth, I don't know, it's getting really annoying now because that's just seems to be all you can do now. They had the reverse flash, then they had zoom. I think they had somebody else, I forget, some other one, and then I'm sure there's another one that they made, and then another one. It's like, I don't know, and it's always these multi-universe stuff, and it's like, okay, I guess that's. And they reuse characters throughout their shows that are that were played by actors in the other shows. It's just really annoying, and because they could be that character, or they were dead and now it's a new consciousness or a different universe.
Oh,
one that's also it's like they love recycling the actors, and it's really
well, aren't they? Isn't it the theory of the crossover at that point? You know, where they have crossover episodes. I remember somebody talking about. I think it was a Supergirl crossover. AJ was trying to explain it to me, and I'm just like, what? I just glazed over. I'm like, if I knew more about Supergirl, I think I'd be able to help you, but I know nothing beyond, she's Supergirl.
Well, because she's supposed to be in her own universe, and then the Flash randomly runs into her universe on accident, and it's like, oh, whoop-de-doo, and then helps her out with something, and then he goes back to his, and then later they end up crossing over sometimes, and then the Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was an abysmal you don't know. You can't know what the stakes are, because when the infinite worlds end up being destroyed, all of them, then infinite worlds ended, right? Which is a contradiction in a statement. And then they go, but that's okay though, that all the universes ended, because they can just go to the place outside of space and time, and then they can also go to purgatory, and they can also go. There's like 5 places you can go to when all of existence is gone.
Oh my gosh.
So what's the problem? What? I don't know. It's very hard to, and then like, Ollie died. Oh no, but he's already been brought back to life once, and he's brought back to life again. And so, and he died twice to save what? So what? Or they have put him in the Lazarus pit. Oh no, don't do this, says a character that was dead and brought back with the Lazarus pit.
Lazarus pit, yeah.
Okay.
It's like, all right, well.
I'm very worried about all your safety, even though all of you end up returning usually. So
in some way, shape, or form, and it's just like, oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Didn't they do that with Lucifer too?
Probably. I didn't see that one, but he is connected to their he is connected to their universe now. Yeah,
and I'm like, wait, what?
Which that was part of one of the episodes, because Oliver, the guy who's the Arrow, gets killed defending everybody and saving billions of lives, even though all he did was flick a few ghost things, and that's a sacrifice apparently. And he dies, and like, oh no, we need to bring him back. Oh, we can't do it this way. Oh, let's just go to hell. So Constantine, the guy that was in the canceled season, takes them to that universe real quick, and then Lucifer gives him a card, and then they go to purgatory. I don't know. Like, okay. Yep.
All right. Whatever.
Makes enough sense. I guess. Sorry, I didn't expect to talk about it. You got me on this conversation with Batwoman, because the Batwoman's bad, but man, that's usually considered to be the bad one. Man, thinking about all these other ones, man, they're all pretty bad too. The more I think about them, the Flash, the Flash seemed all right at first, but I don't know. They kept on going. He keeps on thinking about his mom that died, that he wished was alive, and then he, at some point he like changes time where he saves her, but then it's just so stupid.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, they don't know how to keep drama going. Senate. This is what I was doing too. He said, I watch Batwoman by watching EFAP watch it. Yeah, that's how I watch it too, because their commentary is funny about it, at least. So it's something. What's up, Keely Chow? Good seeing you around here as well.
Hey,
dropping
Keely.
in. Yeah, he's everywhere. So
Oh my God, yeah. He was in ETAPS last night. He was in Loki's chat this morning. He's in our chat sometimes. So,
the commenter that never sleeps.
Yep, that's right. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about this show. ETEP says also, how are there any kids in the CW Gotham? Artificial insemination. Every woman is a lesbian who's been with Kate Kane. Yeah. Do they hang out with dykes? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Oh yeah, he's talking about Batwoman. Yeah, like 'cause every woman in there is pretty much a lesbian.
Yeah,
I
pretty
mean,
much.
yeah, I assume, or maybe the storks carry the babies.
Yeah,
in that
stork.
world.
Old school.
Yep. Why not? Down from the heavens, and that's how it happens. And if you're not gay, then you're a villain. So,
Yep.
that's pretty much how they do that. Let's see. You finished season 7, or yeah, that's what he was saying. Yeah, catching up with the chat now. Gotham in the DCAU. What? Oh, the Arrow universe. Gotham in the Nolan first. Oh, there's all these different ones. Saying there's. Wait, what? The television Gotham did not have that many lesbians.
I think I watched a grand total of 2 seasons of the Gotham that was on Fox because I just got bored with it.
Yeah, did you like the first season at all, or any of that?
The first season wasn't bad. The second season, it was kind of a slog, and I was just like, well, it's not doing enough to keep my attention, to be honest. I'm just like, well.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, Game of Thrones, I only got into it a little bit, and that was after everybody started to hate it. With season 8, when it was all finished.
Season 8, yeah.
Everybody talked to me up, bro, you got to watch Game of Thrones. You got to watch Game of Thrones, bro. You got to watch it. And I was like, no, I'm not going to. And then all of a sudden, everybody was like, Game of Thrones is shit. It sucks. What the fuck happened? I'm like, whoa, what happened there? Y'all
what happened there?
We're so happy. And then I'm like, okay, I'm actually going to give it a try now to see if I can see these seeds that y'all didn't see or something. And I was like, okay, season 1 was pretty good. It was all right. Season 2 was pretty good too. They do enough things to keep you kind of wanting to see what happens next. And then season 3 happened, and the Red Wedding thing, and like this was this is where everybody said like that. Oh my god, this is where everybody dies, and it's like, what, 3 people? I don't know. It's just like I don't know. There's a lot of characters. I'm okay if these ones are out. Like I don't know. By that point, I was fine with it. I'm just like, I don't care. That's fine. I guess maybe in the moment of the whole show, it was just that shocking. I mean, I don't know. For me, it wasn't that much of a twist. I'm like, yeah, I didn't really think he was going to succeed anyway. He seemed like he was strolling by, and then he gets wiped out by a more experienced war commander. I mean, that made sense. That made sense as far as I was concerned. So.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. Then you can hashtag cancel Sammy all over again because we're doing that like crazy. I've seen a grand total of 1 episode of Game of Thrones.
That's fine. You get a pass in my book. I don't blame you.
Yeah, it was a hard pass for me.
It's hard to get into it because that first episode, especially, I'm like, okay, I see things happening and I get that they're setting up, but I don't know. Like if the rule is you have to watch like half of season 1 to get into the show, or watch the whole season to start getting into the show. I don't know. It's kind of like, well, if you're not getting me soon enough, I don't know why I'm watching you. Like, because by that point, if I'm not enjoying this, the further we go in, then I'm wasting time. Like, why? A movie shouldn't take you that long to get into the movie. Like, halfway through, if you're not into it by then, you're probably not into the movie. So.
Yeah, if you can't catch me in the first, with the film anyway, in the first 10 to 20 minutes, then I have no reason to be here.
Yeah, same with the show. If you can't get you in the first 3 episodes, don't know what you're doing. Doing something wrong. Not doing good setup.
Yeah. The thing that I will amend that to is The Expanse. The Expanse took me probably 3 or 4 episodes to really get into. And once I was in there, I was in there. There was no way. I was like a tick. I was embedded. Mm-hmm. There was no way I was coming out.
Well, I think that type of one is a type of one that you have to be ready to go into. Same with Game of Thrones. Like, well, some of these ones you have to come in with a certain mindset. Like with space ones, you have to be ready to get a lot of terms and technology laid at you. You have to. They really have to explain what's going on and show these things. It'll take you a bit to get invested in the characters because they're trying to go on the realistic take. So it's not going to be as entertaining yet.
Right.
But once you understand it enough, going through those first few episodes, the tutorial essentially, then I assume it picks up a little more. You can things that are happening, it's easier to follow, and then it starts to pick up pace, I assume, and it can start rolling along. I haven't watched it yet either, but I assume that's kind of how it rolls. It's slow start and then pace. Okay, we're going into the story now.
Slow start and then it really kicks in, especially up to season 4. Season 4 was a little bit of a slog, but it was still good. And season 5 started off good. We got a couple episodes that weren't so fabulous. Yeah. And now tonight, the final episode of the season is supposed to drop. So we'll have to see what they're going to pull off. Because the last, let's see, last week's episode was good. It picked up a little bit. But it was the 2 episodes before that. It really brought everything kind of to a screeching halt. And you're kind of like, what the hell am I watching? Right. How is this part of the thing? But I see, and with The Expanse too, because you have the books, I haven't read the books. And I wasn't going to read the books. I was going to follow Gary's advice and not read the books until after the shows were finished.
Right.
So, I don't know how this is playing out in book 5, for instance.
That's probably a good idea. I mean, it's weird to think about reading books and then watching the adaptations nowadays because it's so common now. Mm-hmm. Where like whatever you read is probably going to be in a movie or show at some point.
Yeah.
And to have the different perspectives. And honestly, so for the people that adapt it, I do wonder how much elements you should take from the books and how much you should add yourself. Because as a creator, you want to have some of your own imprint. That's not just that's not copy paste, because that's somebody else's work essentially that you're bringing to a different medium without it being the exact same. And I gotta admit, it's gotta be tough because a lot of people fail extremely.
Yeah. Well, we're lucky with The Expanse in that the people who wrote the books also work on the show.
Yeah, so, I would figure that have to be some type of consultant, or at least, hey, can you brush by some of these things, or leave a couple napkin notes of some kind, something to give us, an idea from the creators of the original content, to help with the film, with the show.
They're executive producers, and they do some of the writing and all kinds of other stuff. So it's like, well, that gives me a little faith, at least in the series and in the show. I mean, that we know it's going to be done basically, with Air Bunnies by the book. Yeah. And I mean, they've changed a lot of things for the better. Like we have, one particular character who didn't have a huge role, but now does in the TV show. So that role was expanded to go, better with the storytelling, which I think is phenomenal. They did a great job with it. So you'll have to watch it. I think you'll love it.
Yeah, I'm a huge space guy, so I'll be looking at it very critically with that.
Yeah, oh yeah, I believe you. I mean, and I would hope that you would look at it critically. Yes. But they do it right. They do it well. That's what's been so exciting.
Okay.
That keeps me going back every week. Until this week, and it's our season finale, and I'm just crying because I'm not ready for it to be over.
No. Stop ending. See, that's the kind of show that I want. Like with shows that I really enjoy, I like it when they're not too long, because then I know they haven't overstayed their welcome. They haven't made enough to where they don't know what to do anymore. Like in the show Spartacus, that's only 4 seasons long, and one of those seasons is like 6 episodes, which is like a prequel season. And and they end it just 4 seasons. I'm like, you told the whole story, and you're done. And I mean, yes, sometimes it can take longer, but I think the difference is sometimes they aim for however many seasons to get it done, and then once they finish most of their storylines, like fuck, people like it. Oh, let's make more seasons. Screw it. And then it's like, no, now you're not really doing it right. You're just kind of making. I mean, I know you're trying to please fans by making more of it, but without the initial passion you had. It's not as good now.
Yeah, you don't have that original formula, or you're going back too much to that original formula and trying to keep it alive that way, which I think you'd mentioned even earlier. It's like the same tropes over and over and over again. It's like the same theme.
You start to not know how to do drama anymore. You start to not know how to make conflict. You start to not know what is going to keep people engaged, because you'll think you need a fight scene every 10 minutes or something after a while.
Right.
Because you'll just go, oh, they liked all those cool fights. Let's just have more cool fights and whatever. And it's like, well, yeah, but why? At some point, people will they've seen all these things, but what makes them great is the emotion that builds toward the reason for the fight. Sometimes the fight might not even be that good. Sometimes you don't even need to see the fight, and you could still have the dramatic moment or see them after it, and feel it. You go, oh shit, man! They're all bloody, and what happened? Oh man, see all the bodies on the ground, and you know what happened leading up to that point, and how they're dealing with it now. It's like there's a lot of stuff that can happen,
that kind of happened. It's funny you mentioned it that way, because that kind of happened in the last episode of The Expanse, where you have one particular character, you know what her issue is. And, you cut from that character to another scene, you come back to that character, and there's just bodies everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to see her kill everything.
You don't need to see her freak out.
You get what is about to happen. You don't need to see it. Sometimes that would worsen it, probably.
I think it would have.
There's an
for
episode
that particular scene. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. Yeah, I'm just using another example, just like what you said. Like, there's an episode in Game of Thrones where you see the Peter Dinklage character. He's not a fighter at all. He's from a rich family, and he's a midget, so he's not really a fighter. But he's got, but his dad, who is a commander, he's like, dude, you gotta, you're here. You got your little wildling things you had to bring here to whatever to save your skin from whatever. Fight with them. You gotta lead your men. And then he's like, okay, I will. And as they're about to charge, one of their shield things hits them and knocks them out. And then you see the aftermath of the battle, and he's just being dragged off. He's like, yeah, you got knocked out already. Like, that's kind of funny. It's like, did we win? Yeah, we won. But then you see whatever drama unfolds after. It's like, you didn't need to see the battle to see the moments. The character stuff kind of made that happen. If we were to see him attempt to fight or see him knocked out and then see the battle, it would just be pointless fight scene. With the TV show budget, probably wouldn't look that good. So
probably not. Yeah. But that's what they did with The Expanse last week, and they pulled it off brilliantly. You didn't have to see that fight scene at all. You knew exactly what was going to happen. So it's like, why spend the extra money on the effects and put it on screen? You could just see the aftermath. I mean, there's body parts and blood everywhere. It's just like, saw that coming.
Exactly. And I think that's what helps lead things to a better moment. There's a point in Spartacus as well where they talk about Theocles, the shadow of death. He's the slayer of 100 men in a gladiator ring. Like, he's this giant, unstoppable dude, pretty much. And their instructor is the only one to survive the longest against him. And because of that, they spared his life essentially in the ring. So but as a warrior, he's like scarred from that. He's like, man, I was shown pity, but because I lasted the longest, they considered that a victory. And it's like, no, that's not a victory to him. So he's training these two gladiators to fight him, Spartacus and Crixus, and they're, huge rivals. And so they're really trying to get their stuff to get in gear to fight this guy. And he's like, you got to be able to attack and defend, because this dude he will just lay it on you. You can attack him, but he'll just be right on you immediately. Right as you're attacking, he's already defending and attacking you. So you both have to work together. And it's like a good little thing they're trying to do. Their battle did not go smoothly, but they're able to, work together and be able to kill him in the end. But the build up to it was great. My point was, they didn't show this dude fight the 100 guys before.
Right.
We only see him fight these two gladiators. We only see him fight these two, but the characters talk about him like he's this god, this weird monster, this mystery, this thing. And then they only show him fight our characters. That's the only time we ever see that character.
Oh my gosh.
The shadow of death. But he's talked about like he's so lived in, and you see the character that survived it that describes the moment. So it's you don't need to see him slaughter 100 people to get that this dude means business. You see all the scars. You're like, dude, fuck, I don't know if I need to see that. Just seeing him fight these two is hard to believe, because these are our best ones that we've seen so far, getting their asses kicked.
I have got to go and watch Spartacus. It's been on my to-do list for a very long time, and I need to just sit down and do it, because you've totally sold me on it, so I will be watching it. But a lot of people said I would not be disappointed to watch it. It was very good.
they've got lots of drama, sex, violence. I think sometimes they overdo it a little bit in some areas, but it's not too much. Plus, the guy who plays Uncle John from The Mummy is in it as like one of the like leaders of the houses.
Oh yes,
so
that's right. Yeah,
it's so funny seeing Uncle John in this type of role. I would not expect him in this role at all. He's this. It's great. Lucy Lawless is in it as Lucretia. You know?
I was going to say that's Lucy Lawless is in this too, from what I remember from a trailer I saw. So I'm like, okay, I like her.
Yes, she's good, very good. Oh, I have a lot more people in the chat now. What's up, everybody? I'm getting back to you guys real quick. Hello there. What's up, Riot Kitty? Nice dropping by. She passed 600 subs recently.
Oh, congratulations! That's amazing.
She's climbing up. She's improving her art all along the way as well. It's her main thing that she does. She's a drawer, nice little artist, and improving
Awesome.
is good. Yeah, she showed her some of her stories that she used to have, or she showed her first story. It reminds me of my first story that I tried to make, like legit, where I make like way too many characters. I make way too many things happening, and nothing is like, wow, there's a lot of things here. What's going on? What? No, this won't work.
Too much happening.
Yes, too much happening. Too many characters. Too much stuff. Too many ideas. Examples: politics in fine. It's fine in Game of Thrones. It's medieval times politics with different houses and kingdoms is expected. Oh, he's talking to Phantom Menace guy. That's cool. That's cool. She's an amateur art. Oh yeah, you see, he's selling Riot Kitty stuff right there. Sweet. What's up,
Cool.
Subhuman? Good seeing you around. Subhuman. Hope you're enjoying the conversation here. I'm kind of bouncing around a bit, actually, which is good. Good flow,
Just
though.
talking.
Hell yeah. Is there any, speaking of, so just with random stuff, since we're on the topic of shows and you haven't seen Spartacus, is there any shows that you've seen that many people probably haven't that you recommend? That you don't see people talk about anyway?
The thing with me is I wish I had more time to watch more stuff, because what I'm watching, I'm reviewing. So I've watched The Mandalorian and loved it, but I did not review it because Loki was doing it on his channel. So I was like, well, there's no point in me doing it.
Right.
But we took over WandaVision and we're loving the show. So, we've got our fingers crossed for the rest of what Duck Fisney may have, going on. We're going to review Loki once it comes out. I think that's this spring, if I'm not mistaken.
It probably, because this will be the end of winter by the time WandaVision's done, I think. So a little break in between, and then they'll start the next show.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So we're going to be looking at that. I'm one of those people who, when I'm not watching sci-fi stuff, I watch a lot of documentaries.
Okay.
Believe it or not. So I'm watching documentaries about the British royal family, or about Tudor England, or even Roman era England.
Like some of the historical documentaries.
Yeah, historical documentaries. When the Vikings invaded, stuff like that.
Course,
and Vikings is another one. That Purple Valkyrie and I have reviewed. We're not finished with it. We put it on hold for the beginning of the year because things just got out of control on the channel.
Yes. Big spikes, which is great. Congratulations again, by the way, on your monetization.
Thank you so much. We're so excited. We're so excited. I just can't stand it.
It's fun. It's a fun ride when all your stuff. So when you do your streams and you got members coming in now, you got monetization, little super chats. It'll be easier. You guys can read them off on the StreamYard and not always have the stream elements, but you could still have the stream elements and that. So double whammy.
We've got both for right now. But we'll get all that worked out. But the biggest show I always plug is The Expanse. There's 5 seasons of it now, and it's just phenomenal. I can't stand how phenomenal it is. And I got into it because of Gary. Gary's like, watch The Expanse, watch The Expanse, watch The Expanse. And I think it was at season 2. Season 2 was still airing when he was talking about it. So
yeah.
I didn't have cable at the time, so because cable is a nightmare.
Oh yeah, cable still exists.
As far as I know, that's the rumor.
Cable seems like one of those ancient things we'll talk about. Back in my day, we had back
in my day.
You know how you have all your streaming stuff that you can just pick whatever you want to watch, and that's what you watch? Well, back in our day, we had to pick a time to pick whatever show we're going to watch on whatever station, and usually there ain't nothing on, or we just missed whatever we watched. We got to plan our schedule based on when they're going to show it. So if you want to go hang out with friends, but you want to see that show, you got to make that decision there. You're going to hang out with your friends, you're going to watch that show. That's what we do back in our time.
You're so right. Oh my god. Well, back in my day,
yep,
there were 3 channels.
Yeah,
so.
There you go. Back in my day, we were lucky to have 3. The Wizard of Oz would come on once, and that's when everybody would be at home. That's the one.
And
movie.
If the president was on, your night was hosed.
Yep. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, the Cobra Kai surprised me. With,
Cobra Kai.
With what it is. I mean, I didn't grow up with the Karate Kid. I saw it like last year, maybe 2 years ago now. I don't remember. And I love it. And I think it's pretty good. And then the Cobra Kai, I mean, everybody talked about it for the longest time about how well it does stuff. And I agree that it does things very well. But I've also never heard anybody criticize anything about it. Well, there's some things that I would probably criticize. But it does it. But the things that I'd criticize are very minor. They're not overall like any problems with the main part of the show at all. Nothing wrong with the plot. It's just like the little brother kid. LaRusso's son.
Yes.
He's just fat kid on video games, and that's his whole character, pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I haven't seen season 2 all the way or season 3 yet, but I assume they do. I thought that after season 1, he was going to start being more involved. Like after seeing the karate tournament for the first time, he's actually there, and he's like, "Oh, this is actually kind of cool." Like I thought that's when he'd start to maybe at least, I don't know, do a little bit of some type of activity with his dad or something. But no, he's just going to be fat kid continuing still. It's just, I don't know. It's not. I feel like that won't be funny after a while. It'll just be, that's the fat kid. He's drinking all that butter. You know, it's like, it's funny once maybe, but then I don't know if that's his only thing. Oh, he's got an ice cream cone, but times 10. What? This kid's crazy. Well, this kid's eating and playing a video game, and he's got all this food all over his thing. How silly! It's like, I don't know. That'll be kind of annoying. It's kind of a weak point at this point.
Yeah,
I don't know why he has a son in the show. I don't understand why they even bothered.
You know what? I don't understand it either. I've seen season 1. I've seen, like you, a little bit of season 2. I haven't seen season 3. Yeah. So I have to go back and, pretty much rewatch it. But I enjoyed season 1. It was a fun ride.
Yeah. I love going through Johnny's perspective. It's like, dude, I didn't even expect to think about this character ever again, really. And they don't show him. He's not in Karate Kid 1 or 2. Or he's not in 2 or 3, I mean. He's only in number 1 pretty much, and you don't really see what happens with him at all or how he'd be as an adult. And I love how they kind of show him. However, I love how they do him and everything, but the only thing is the way they show him drinking all the time, a little overdone sometimes. Like he's like spilling on himself, and he's like just all the time with the drink in his hand. It's like a little over hitting us over with it, but I get it.
It's a little mad.
It's for a payoff, but for me, I'm like, okay, you don't need to have him with the beer in his hand in every single scene. It's kind of like what's her? You didn't see it in Game of Thrones. Cersei always has wine around. It's just like, I get that's what she drinks, but it's just, is that just something to do when she says a line? She can go, "You stupid bitch," and sip and sound more snotty. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't need to always have something in your hands or something. You could just not have something in your hands, but it's just,
you don't have to use the trope.
Very small critique, not big on the doesn't affect the plot. It's just small thing.
It's a small criticism. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's what being a critic is about, rookie.
It could have held back on that a little bit visually. We'd get it. What's up, the Clown World Review? It says, "Hi, I'm new to the internet." Hi, new to the internet. Well, you'll be prepare yourself, but strap in, buckle up, because it's gonna be an adventure.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
Game of Thrones has incest and tits.
Yeah, you see, and they say it does, but not to the scale everybody says.
Right.
It's there, but it's not like all the time. Well, tits and all this sex. The incest is between two characters specifically, and they blinked like once or twice in the beginning, and they're separated for like 3 seasons. I don't know. It's not that. So it's like when people say all that stuff, it's like, yeah, it's in the show, but that's like saying, that the Starbucks cup was in the show. It was barely there. I don't know.
It was barely there.
It's important to the plot, but it's not always happening. So it's, I don't know, to say it like, oh, they have all this. I don't know. The tits are in there quite a bit though, which I agree.
A lot of boobs.
Yes, boobs are part of the show. That's for sure. The only thing I like about Game of Thrones are the dragons and White Walkers. Everything else I don't care about. Yeah, the White Walkers are the zombies, and the dragons are the dragons.
Yeah.
They're all right. I like how they build up the zombies, but I don't know.
Not so great.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, zombies in general are just done so often that I'm just not really into them right now. It's not really their fault. It's just, I don't know, when you see so much of it, your palate gets kind of bored of it. And after a while, it's like, oh, more zombies. Like, isn't The Walking Dead still happening? Like, it's still a show. Like,
is it still a thing?
It's like, why? It's kind of what I was saying earlier. Do up to 5 seasons. So you don't need to do more than that, really.
Yeah.
Walking Dead, I don't see what else they could do. Okay, that's wrong. I could see any show doing anything, but you don't need to do that either.
Right.
Like, I'm sure there's a point you're trying to tell, but then again, The Walking Dead is based on a comic series, I think. So I don't fucking know.
I have no idea. That's not one that's on my radar. So I never watched it.
Yeah, same here. Everybody, that came out when I was in school, and everybody loved it too. Like, oh, you got to watch it, bro. I'm just like, no. Breaking Bad is one I'll probably watch at some point, but I just never got into it.
I tried to watch it. I could not get into it.
Yeah, it's like, I get that it's probably good, but it's just not my style either. Like, it's not my flavor. Not right now. Maybe as I get older, it will be at some point. I feel like that's something.
I would say maybe later. Yeah. I mean, it's always streaming somewhere.
Yeah, and for you, in a couple years, you might want to watch other shows that you didn't want to watch right now. If you have more time on your hands for things.
Yeah,
that's the other thing too. Some shows I don't want to get into if they're long and it requires investment. Because sometimes I'm trying to do stuff. I'm not trying to not trying to sit down and watch something. I want to sit down and watch things, but there's these other things I got to do where it's like I got to be able to not be knowing what's there really and just hear it a little and not retain it. So
there is a show I just started watching. It premiered this past week on Sci-Fi, or as we call it around my house, Tifi. A new show with Alan Tudyk from Firefly called Resident Alien. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that. Yeah, some aliens trying to live on Earth and some shenanigans with that.
Yeah, it's really funny. I had a good time watching it. It's like a cross between Eureka and Northern Exposure with aliens. It's really funny.
Okay. Should be interesting.
Phantom Menace.
Back in the day, we had phone booths. In the future, we'll have phone booths where we can just watch TV. Just get in the Netflix booth and just chill. I don't know. I imagine they'll have that. Yeah. Oh, he says, Cobra Kai never dies, but Hollywood is dead. Nope, Hollywood's around. It's just not very good in quality anymore.
The quality sucks. It's coming out of Hollywood.
Struggling to make that work. Which, this is something that I ask all the time. It's like, should they, with a lot of the movies that they try to make, whether it be sequels, some type of spin-off, continuations, reboots, the idea of a reboot isn't bad. It's just always done pretty bad.
Yes.
For the most part, there's only few examples of it being done okay. One of the few that I'd say, which is barely on anybody's radar, is like Freaky Friday and like The Parent Trap. Those ones are not, and I just use those because they pretty much reboot it and they do a few different things, and it's it's not harming what it was. Yeah, but it just does it again, but a little different.
Yeah, they're still true to the original. They just haven't improved on the story.
Yeah, which it's like, okay, that's one where it doesn't destroy what the other one was. I guess.
Yeah.
But then you look at like Overboard, and it's like,
Ugh.
where did this exist? What the other one? You don't need to do any other material of content around Overboard. It was what it was. You don't need a prequel. You don't need a sequel. You don't need a spinoff. You don't need a reboot. It's just
No. It
you
was
just
fine
play
the way
the
it was.
you just play the same movie again, and you're good. You don't need to remake it. I don't know. Yeah, there's few examples. I'm trying to think. There's got to be a few other examples that are okay for reboots, like The Mummy. I guess that counts as one. I think because there's been other Mummy movies before, and that one does okay. I'd say it's not. It's very different from what it was. It makes it more action packed and everything. But
You mean the one with Tom Cruise?
no, I'm talking about the Brendan Fraser.
Oh, Brendan Fraser. Okay, I was going to say, please tell me you're talking about Brendan Fraser. Because Brendan Fraser's Mummy was amazing.
Yes, no, the Tom Cruise one is actually funny. That's a movie theater experience that was hilarious because I was on a date and I was like, it just came out the day before. And I was getting a time for like, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And the whole theater was empty for it. But the only theater available, oddly, for it was the like living room or love seat ones or whatever. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna go to that. And we're the only ones in that one. And then at some point, like halfway through, an old couple walks in for a sec. They look at the movie, like, this is the wrong theater. Look at that movie. That's not it. It's like, no, get away. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty funny. And just the whole time, I'm just laughing because every time they're trying to be scary, it just comes off as hilarious to me. I'm like, oh, they did not mean for this to be funny. They wanted this to be, look how hardcore this is real quick. It's like, no. This is pretty funny. You're trying to be scary, and it's hilarious.
It's not.
I love your attempt. It's adorable, but no, not quite. Oh yes, he says rookie doing Odin's old man voice of Nerdrotic. Talking about Odin's movie blog.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, is that something they do often?
Yeah, Gary does it every now and then. Gary's weird.
Yeah. He's getting close to where he's not really doing a character. Just kidding.
Yeah, I know.
He is about to be the old man that's doing it anyway. Watching Cobra Kai made me feel like I was watching the show from the 1990s, and Robbie even looks like a Gen X teenager from the 1995, which adds to the 1990s feel about it.
Okay.
I suppose. Yeah, again, there's some things in the show that I kind of roll my head at, and I'm like, what? Why'd you do that? Like some of the things they have the kids do, or I don't know. It's like that seems to be just kind of the social grouping that they always do in these movies. Like, these are the kids that don't talk much. It's like, yeah. But there's usually nowadays there's like that group would be like of 50 people now because there's that many people that are that similar. I guess that aren't that social, that are with each other, and in a way they're social by being in that group.
Yeah,
like that in my high school, I never had. There's these sections of people and these ones. That was never a thing. If anything, I was one whom was like, a nerd in a way, but I also would play basketball and shit. So I'm like, around. But there's also random people that aren't related to a genre of something or a category, and I know of them and might talk to them, hang out a little bit. I don't know. It's like there's no specific grouping of things that you're always clung to. Like people that are jocks as well will go and with everyone else. Like it's not they're not just jocks with jocks. It's like no, they know other humans in the school that they talk to.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just always kind of weird. That's always what's portrayed in the shows or movies. It's always I want to see them try to get it right. They never.
My high school was like that. So
where it was in the categories.
You had cliques. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. That might be how it was. But in the modern classrooms, ones, they always still have that old thing in the present as if they haven't been to a school and they think it's all the same still. It's like, no. It's different now. At least
changed it at all.
At least in my school. And there wasn't any lockers. So in my high school. So it's just like, I don't know, all these scenes they have in current ones, there's always, there's a locker, hang by the locker, there's a girl. Like that's where they don't know what kids do. Yes.
They don't really know.
If they don't have a locker and if they don't have cliques, they don't know what to do with kids in a school setting. And I'm like, no, there's hallways. You just go around. I don't know, bathroom sometimes, there's different shit. Just lunchroom. Sometimes you go outside. Sometimes we leave campus. Just go out and do something else for a bit and come back. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
what my kid did.
Like we had a thing where if you had over a certain GPA, then you can have an hour lunch.
Yeah.
The ones
That's
that didn't
what
have to, and the ones that didn't have to
20-something tech
stay,
support had that. Yeah.
they have to stay back an extra half an hour to study or do whatever things they can do in that time. Ask a teacher for help on something, do homework, whatever. And yeah, I mean, it was an hour, so we could walk from school down to get some fast food and chill, hang out there, come back in time. Like it was.
Yeah. I miss those days.
Ah, yes, indeed. Yeah, so we're probably going to wrap it up here in just a little bit. I know you said you don't have a little more than an hour of time here. So if there's anything else you want to talk about real quick or anything you want to bring up coming up or anything.
Well, let's see. The Valkyries will be on tomorrow at 10. We'll be talking about The Expanse. Loki will be with us. And so our awesome bouncer, Dave Bob. So we'll be talking about that.
Central time, right?
10 Central. Yes, 10 a.m. Central time. What else do we have going on? Sundays, we're doing the WandaVision reviews.
Okay.
And Fridays, we don't know what we're doing on this Friday yet. So,
so what you could do for just an idea for Fridays that you don't have a plan for, you could just have it be like an open chat type of thing where you put the link in the chat and then just you don't let on everybody at once, but your back room would be with people and you could bring a guest on for I don't know, like 5 minutes or something and chat with them for a little bit, have them come in and out and have like a little call-in thing and do that maybe, or something like that, or not, whatever. I don't know, something like that, or you can randomly.
Yeah, we could probably do that.
We're in a group chat that you trust enough, where it's not a scheduled guest, but you know the people in that group.
Right. Yeah.
And
That's probably a good idea.
If they're free, they can come on in, or just toss the link out to random people and just have random stuff to talk about. I don't know. That's something I do, or pick a movie that you two want to talk about or something, and just talk about that. See, talk to the chat, maybe see if they have suggestions on stuff. That's something that can happen. Just a day where you just talk to the chat, see what's up on their mind, and I'm sure with your guys' audience, you guys will have plenty to talk about with it. They could ask you a question and bring up a topic for you guys. Yeah, we gotta involve the chat. I mean, our chat is pretty involved anyway, but yeah. I mean, just a whole episode of that. If you guys don't have anything else planned for it, that's just a possibility, just an option. What is the Ancient One saying here? Hey, Samantha Jo, imagine of what would happen if Mad Squirrel turned you into a squirrel with Valkyrie symbols on your fur. What would that be like in your own words? So if you were turned into a Valkyrie squirrel. Oh my gosh, the stuff I'd be able to do and see. Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. And hopefully not get run over by a car. Yeah, hopefully. Squirrels are cursed by being the color of the road. If only they were orange, they'd be just fine, I think. They are a little orange here in Texas, but they still blend into the pavement. Yeah, I mean, if they like bright orange being the opposite of roads, right? That would be cool. It's like, well, then it'd look weird, but we notice them. Hey, get out of the road, squirrel. We see y'all. You don't. I'd be spying on so many people. Yeah, you can just go up to their window. What's up? No? What are you doing? Want to give me food? Yep. You want to give me some seeds? I'm down for that. Some crackers. My grandma got bit by a squirrel not that long ago. So she lives a little further out where I am, like an hour away, and they have chubbier squirrels where she is somehow. Like in my area, no chubby squirrels. In her area, little short chubby ones, and then the gray squirrels have started to come into the neck of the woods, and she hates the gray squirrels because they eat more of the food than the chubby ones. Yeah. And she tried to squirt one with a hose or something, and she got bit by one on her leg. Oh my gosh. And I don't know. I imagine it's pretty funny for my grandpa. Hey, you take care of squirrels? Yes, honey. Squirrels. Yes. They're a random occurrence, or a rare, or not rare. They're a random occurrence on our show. The squirrels come through every now and then. Yeah. The Ancient One also wanted to know, you also have sunflower symbols on your fur as well. It's funny you mentioned that, Ancient One, because sunflowers are my favorite flower. Okay. Sweet. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah, my mom actually tried to grow some sunflowers in our backyard for once. We cut out our tree in our backyard, and we have room where that was. She wanted to put a whole bunch of sunflowers there, and yeah, they grew pretty tall.
Yeah, they'll take over. I
Yeah,
got some up as high as 9 feet.
9 feet. Yeah, I'd say ours. Yeah, probably about 9. Maybe 1 or 2 is at 11. Reached that tall. There was a squirrel. It's funny too. Squirrels and sunflowers. One time a squirrel climbed up one of them and like ripped one of the things off and carried it off and hopped away with this giant sunflower head. In its mouth.
God!
It's pretty funny. And there's some other ones that'll just be looking around and they'll be dangling upside down and trying to eat the seeds out of it or something.
They're just hanging there.
There's like there's a bunch of birds by the sunflowers, and my cat is like, holy shit.
Oh, the cat's got to be freaking out.
Holy shit, I got to get all these birds. There's like so many of them that she doesn't want to get anywhere near them though. She's like, there's a lot of you. If there was way less of you, I'd be more comfortable, but there's like 50. Fuck that. Nope. Crazy. It is crazy. He says, I wish my high school years were like Power Rangers. I would have morphed into a Power Ranger and got my Dragon Zord to chase around my bullies while Bulk and Skull music played in the background. Of course.
Okay. That works.
They have some funny little music there. Oh, Power Rangers. Oh, Power Rangers. What's up, Zod?
Hey, Zod.
Coming in at the end over here. It's all good. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it for today. Gone a little bit over an hour. That covers the that's so funny. We just talked about TV shows the whole time. I was like, we're going to talk about these other things. Nope.
There's more time on another show. I'm happy to come back. You know that.
Exactly. Well, okay, maybe we can. Yeah, I've got Sarah actually for the 11th.
Cool.
For same time as today. But that's on a Thursday, so I don't know if that changes things for you. But yeah, I was trying to find a second guest for that one. So,
well, if you need me,
you want to come back? You want to come back to that?
Guys? Sure,
yes, that'd be cool.
We can talk about movie theaters and our weird experiences with that. I can come up with some more stories.
Let's do it. Yeah, I figured that was on my mind a couple of days ago. I'm like, man, I was thinking about my worst ones, and I was thinking about my best ones. I'm like, oh man, there's actually quite a few I can tell here that I haven't told yet. So
yeah, funny. we'll save that one for the 11th. That ought to be a fun story time.
Okay, perfect. Well, with that, thank you guys for coming on by, and yeah, subscribe to Rise of the Valkyries. I don't know if you're doing anything on your personal channel at all.
I haven't had time. I wish I had. I just have not had time. I've been so consumed with Rise and Shine with the Valkyries that it's just like, oh. But I will be making. I'm going to go back and move that content to the Valkyries channel, so people can get a little more of an idea. And I'm going to reshoot First Contact Day and make that a better video. So since my videographer has more experience now.
That's good. Perfect.
So yeah, that's all I'm up to.
Sweet. All right. Yeah, with that, links in the description below, and I'll see you guys whenever I do my next stream, because I do not have these planned out.